Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today from Cosmicverse. Why are men not approaching us anymore? Because these women hit the wall. Please like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
Why do you think guys are afraid to approach girls in public?
They are not looking for a modern woman. They want a traditional woman.
True.
If you want to know why men don't approach you in real life, I'm going to share exactly why that is.
Okay, reason why a woman over 40 can't find a man because they're stuck in their ways.
A man approaching a woman today will be left with nothing but insults.
Not too long ago, men used to pursue women.
Are you scared to ask a woman out in public?
Single men do not approach women in the wild.
Dating in your 40s, it's really hard.
What are you wanting the girls to bring to the table?
What are we, Pokemons now? Finding women in the wild? Wild fucking women appears. Feminists. Do you want to attack or do you want to run away?
There is absolutely no benefit in dating today. Avoid the headache.
You see, this is a prime example. Men don't feel comfortable approaching you anymore because they get called out for being creeps. He didn't do it the right way. He didn't tickle me in the right capacity. And now you got to come to Ben's comment section and unload on this poor guy. This is how most men actually feel. They're not going to approach. If you don't give signals and open and forward cues that are so obvious, all he needs right here, he says it, a smile, eye contact, a little, hey, I'm available. Yeah, that's it. And you might not even have to do that for most guys. Typically, I'm saying, forget about the cues, guys, go do it. But I've been getting so much hate in these comments to men that are creepy and this and that, and you don't feel safe. Okay, you don't feel safe? Do this. And if you don't, you cannot be hating on guys for not approaching. Oh, I don't get approached. I do all this. You hear it first. You think I'm capping in my stuff. I'm not.
You know what I do, guys? I smile. And this is exactly what I do. I look at them, I'm like, and that's it. And if they respond to that and they smile back and just like, now I got something. If they don't respond and look at me weird, I'm a creep. Fuck it. It happens.
A signal definitely goes a long way in helping a guy approaching. But honestly, if a woman was truly interested, she would just approach you.
True.
Just like this woman.
I witnessed this girl earlier this week approach a man with the most confidence I have ever seen. She went up to him and she said, "Hey, I need to know your name, and I think that you think you need to know my name too." They hit it off, they exchanged numbers. It worked beautifully. And I was honestly like, that's confidence goals right there. And I'm just going to put that little pickup line in my back pocket for later.
I always say a woman's success rate with approaching a man, as long as he's single, 99%.
I wouldn't say 99%, girl, but it's freaking high. Maybe 75%. Because there's a lot of drizzle men out there that expect, hey, we know our worth, ladies. Just those simple approaches? You think we're some kind of dusties?
She is going to get his name and number. But a man's experience is very different. He, unfortunately, will be rejected most of the time. And on top of that, unfortunately, rejection nowadays can be somewhat brutal, especially if she ends up labeling him a creep. So think about it. If a woman is the deciding factor on a successful approach, why don't women do it more? And look, even if it doesn't result in them being together and dating, that man is going to remember her forever. And it is going to be a story that man is telling for the rest of his life. Trust me.
Alright, maybe.
Can confirm. A woman wrote me a note and passed it to me at work, asking me on a date. Been together 18 years now. Like she said, the success rate of a woman approaching a man is more likely to succeed. But these women won't approach because they don't think they should approach men. They believe that it's the man's job to approach a woman. That's honestly to give them an ego boost. Who says whose job it is, anyway?
Right.
If these women really wanted to be in a relationship, they would be. They just don't want to put in the work.
No, they don't.
The thought of approaching a man makes them sick.
Why do you think guys are afraid to approach girls in public?
Maybe insecurity, or maybe wondering if they're taken already or something like that.
Very shy and afraid of getting rejected.
Over 50% of men haven't approached a woman in the last year. Is that surprising to you?
Yes, that's really surprising.
What would you say to a guy if he is too nervous or too shy to approach a girl?
I guess I never thought about it.
Why would they?
Like the worst thing they're going to say is no. Just move on, go to the next.
Shut the fuck up, you lying whore. Isn't that the worst thing you're going to say? Just no and move on. No, you're going to post shit on the internet. You're going to tell all your girls about the creep that came up to you, that thought he had the audacity to look at this gorgeous body or whatever the fuck it is. That's what men experience, ya whore.
Girl.
There's no doubt that some men might be skeptical about approaching a woman, but most of them just aren't willing to take the risk for obvious reasons. That's why they're getting their passport and going overseas. I don't even think it's fear of rejection. It's the disrespect that comes along with it.
This is why men don't pursue women anymore. Because so many men are on dating apps nowadays. It has given them this illusion of an unlimited choice in women. So when men go out to bars or restaurants, they are not pursuing women anymore. Because they know that when they go home, they will have the backup of the dating app.
If only dating apps worked that way for men, they actually work like that for women. Because the reality is, men could swipe all day, swiping like on all of those women. And he is lucky to get 1 or 2 matches. Men stop pursuing women because us ladies told them to stop. We complained every single time a man has approached us.
Even my gorgeous bronze ass, with my shiny, beautiful skin, barely gets any matches on Hinge. It is what it is. Women really think that us men are just fucking DM'd left and right all the time. And it's not like that. Doesn't matter unless I was super famous basketball, football player, some kind of major YouTuber, which I am not. Then yeah, I might get something. But no, I maybe get like 1 match a month on a Hinge, and they don't even reply half the time. So
done things like give him our boyfriend's number, or yell at him, or overall show that we're bothered by him approaching. And a lot of men want to respect our boundaries, to feel comfortable. So for the majority of men, the potential of making us uncomfortable is not worth it to them, so they're not gonna even bother approaching us.
When a pink-haired, feminist-looking woman with freaking whatever this is making sense, the world has gone crazy.
Men also don't want to pursue us if we're not going to make any effort in return. At that point, it's just a waste of time, and he could spend that time pursuing his hobbies or building his career.
Damn right.
I gave up because I am tired of being yelled at for just saying hi. Wait a sec. Men get messages from women on dating apps. We got told to stop approaching, so we did. Now that's wrong.
Yep.
I just work and work out. It took a while, but I'm fine being alone. It comes with a sense of freedom and peace. Another reason is because being ignored when you swipe right on a dating app is better than being insulted when you approach a woman face to face.
It's even worse sometimes. You swipe right, you match with the person, you send them a nice message, and they never reply back. And that makes men like, well, what the fuck did I do wrong?
Not the dating apps. We are just tired of your unreasonable wants and needs, so we are better off staying single and keeping our money. That is incorrect. Even on dating apps, men still struggle to find a match. And if they do, sometimes they're being ghosted. Women on dating apps have way more options than men, and it's really because these women are just swiping on the top earners. Most importantly, this was their wish, and now they're complaining about it.
I mean, now what? Tinder and all these other apps made like these super premium $500 a month things, pretty much to trap fucking men, high value men, to fucking get gold digged. Like, that's how these dating apps work nowadays. So if you see a man with this special tag on his thing, you know this motherfucker has money because he paid $500 a month for this app. So of course you're going to try to match with him because you want his money.
Too long ago, men used to pursue women and like 100% pursue them. Not talking about that little.
Yeah, when you guys were virgins and, you know, weren't 304s and cared about being strong and independent. Yes, that's when we actually did do all those things. You're correct.
Dog chase for a while, little mind games, a little on and off. Actually pursue them, actually take them on dates, actually meet their parents before talking to their daughter that they wanted to go out with them. Men had to prove that they can take care of a household, run a family as a provider in order to actually have a woman, in order to actually have a kid. And also, it's the fact that other countries on the other side of the world are still doing this. And in our society, we're literally giving it away like free candy on Halloween. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. It's just so easy to get it nowadays. It's the reason there's no more courting.
Men used to pursue women because it was worth it. Comparing what men have now versus back then, the safest way to play it is just to stay single. Now, if a guy is not making 100K a month, he can't even get a date. It's just crazy out here.
It's gotten to that point, guys. 100K a month.
So why do men not approach you? Rule number one, you got to look available. But rule number two, you better smell good. That's why you need a matchmaker. More importantly, you have to...
Well, I mean, just don't smell like shit. I agree with that. You don't have to smell good. What do you mean smell good? Like, what's good? Like pancakes?
Let them in, and it's usually an energetic problem where you are angry, mad, frowning, dismissive, crossing your arms. You got to be like this girl and smell good.
Oh yeah.
Cause we know
you ain't got no will.
What?
You ain't got no bottle.
Say what you tell.
Let's just be honest.
Say what you tell.
Let's just be real.
Say one time.
You ain't got no.
Really?
Hey.
You ain't got no.
One's for all the dudes that complain that they just don't want to approach women anymore because they think they're going to be slapped with sexual harassment. Guys, you are making a mountain out of a molehill. You understand that that is worst possible case scenario.
No, that is actually a normal case scenario. More men have probably been experienced that than you probably imagine, you lying whore.
And the likelihood of it actually happening is very, very, very slim. What's more likely to happen is that if you approach a woman and she is just not interested for whatever reason, which could be one of many reasons, mind you, she will likely just politely let you down easy. In my professional opinion, that's worth taking the 5 seconds out of your...
Your professional opinion? What is your profession? A whore? Because I can't take fucking professional opinions from whores.
...day to go up to the woman that you're interested in and say hello. Being all angry, butthurt in the comments, and just swearing off women and dating altogether is not helping you. It's only making your mental health worse.
Why is it assumed that most men are scared to approach women? Most of us aren't scared. We are just fed up with the entitled, toxic feminist attitude. Actually, my mental health is so much more improved. Since ditching the idea of getting into a relationship, life is simpler and calmer.
It is.
Better to be alone and not living with the fear of one day end up in jail. We understand that only 1 in 10 women will do something awful to us. Unfortunately, we have no idea which one woman it is,
Correct.
so we act accordingly. It's never because of their nasty attitude. It's always because that men are afraid to approach. They never think to themselves, maybe if I just act like a woman, I would get more men to approach me. And
I mean, we see the Asian women, and we see how docile they are. We see them smiling when someone approaches them. They're so happy to talk with someone and conversate. And then you look at a modern woman, you just kind of want to throw up.
I'm pretty sure most men who are choosing not to approach women have less stress and less mental stress to worry about. Now watch this man explain his experience approaching a woman.
Last weekend I went to this bar and I approached this girl that was with her friend. I thought she was really cute and I thought I would go over and say hi. As soon as I went up to her, she gave me the dirtiest fucking look any girl's ever given me. I was like, what the hell? And she was like, no. And I was like, I just walked away. But that right there is why so many guys are afraid of approaching women.
This is why the drizzle soft guy era has came to light, my boys. Let these women come to us. We are the prize. We just gotta work on ourselves. We gotta fucking, get our fucking muscles up, our finances up, our confidence up, and make these women, approach. Make these women see all of the greatness in us instead of trying to chase whatever the fuck they want us to chase. Fucking stinky ass coochie.
That's literally the reason why a lot of guys don't do it.
Walking up to others to chat is how we used to meet people, even if it didn't turn out to be a match. How we met friends. Sadly, not the case anymore.
Nope, Anna.
Honestly, that woman did him a favor. She can keep that nasty attitude to herself. What type of guy who would want to deal with that anyway?
86% of women say they want a man to make the first move. 76% of men say that they are terrified of making the first move for fear of being seen as creepy. 20% of Gen Z say that a man approaching a woman in public always or usually constitutes harassment. Square that circle. 86% of women want a man to make the first move. 76% of men are terrified of making the first move. So what that means is guys know if they don't make the first move, nothing's going to happen. But that if they do make the first move, they're going to maybe be seen as creepy and they're terrified of being Me Too'd. Women know that they want a man to make the first move, but if they're only 14% of them are actually going to go out and do it on their behalf. So women cultivating receptiveness, I think, is a good way to do this.
Approaching a woman you don't know has become a bit of game of Russian roulette. They can thank the Me Too movement and third wave feminism for this.
True.
Men are not going to risk being called creeps and accused of sexual harassment anymore. These women started this with feminism and the Me Too movement. A whole generation of them is going to die single. These women...
Dude, I approach women. I told you guys I go to Disneyland. I go to Disneyland a lot because there's gorgeous girls at Disneyland. I'll approach some women at Disneyland if they're, especially like two Asian, like Korean girls, two Japanese girls that are together and stuff like that. I'll approach them. I'm like, hey, you're gorgeous. I've always had great conversation with Asian foreigners, but every time I've tried to do it with an American person, or I thought they were a foreigner and they turned out to be an American, always got some kind of flack. Always got, ugh, why are you talking to me? It's like you're a creep at Disneyland by yourself. But every other person from another country is just like, oh, hey, you know Disneyland? Hey, show me Disneyland. Tell me all the great things. What? You got a pass to skip lines? Let's skip lines together. That's how I feel with the foreigners. I've never gotten that experience with non-foreigners.
Can't make up their minds. They've begged men numerous times to leave them alone, and now they're crying back to them. The only thing men have done is granted their wish. These women aren't looking for a man, they're looking for help. Don't be fooled.
I want to be approached. I definitely want to be approached. I would love nothing more than a guy to approach me, to have the balls to come up and say, hey, how are you?
I've always been the type of girl who approaches a guy I am interested in first. I personally feel like guys appreciate it more when girls do the approaching instead of it having to be the guy who does the approach.
It's like a 50-50 thing. Some guys feel it's like a desperation thing if a woman does approach them, drizzle. Because that's how I would feel sometimes when a certain caliber of woman approaches me. So it's a 50-50 thing. Some men, yeah. There's some women that approach me. Thank you. You just fucking made me feel like I'm fucking $1 million.
Let's not forget that there's a thing called guababa. So even if a guy wants to come and talk to you, he's probably not, because guababa is gonna stop him. So if we as girls learn to do the approaching, reduce the weight that guys feel when coming to approaching us.
That men need to toughen up, and I think if men were forced to be homeless, they would learn how to be better men.
Say what?
Because that's what made men manly in the past, was having to build houses and stuff.
And stuff. Yeah, that's not what made men manly.
If we just made men be homeless for like a year, I think it would fix a lot of problems.
That would
in
be
society.
so good, especially because we don't force men to do military anymore like they used
Yeah.
to. They make them homeless for a year. Let's see how they fucking
make them just figure it out.
What? No. They can't be serious.
And make them homeless in a country where they don't know the language.
Oh,
and then that way they really have to go through something, and then maybe they can like
be appreciative.
Wait, so what if we apply that same logic to women to toughen them up a little bit and give them a good dose of the reality that they actually live in? You know, take their rights away for a year so they can actually understand how not oppressed they really are in this country. Oh, wait, that probably wouldn't go over very well, would
No, it wouldn't.
No. But then again, hearing stuff like this come out of some women's mouths does make me really appreciate how some can actually perceive women as illogical and irrational.
These women are just simply crazy. They just really enjoy seeing the suffering
took the words out of my
struggles
mouth.
of men. And even if they did send men to another country, they would just become passport bros. There's definitely better women over there than the West. I really wonder what possessed them to say that. They might not be aware of this, but men have pretty much built the world that they're living in. These podcast needs to get shut down.
More and more men are single because they want to be single.
Mhm.
Because they've built up their lives. They like their day-to-day routine. They buy what they want and can afford. They spend time on whatever hobby they enjoy. But what they don't want is making the mistake of sacrificing those things for something less than what they already have. And I get it. We've heard that women are raising their standards. But ladies, men are too.
Drizzle,
I'm single
drizzle.
And I'm about to buy my first motorcycle because I can finally afford one. I love my life now. From
Nice,
someone
Scotty.
getting divorced after 8 years, never sacrifice your hobbies and what you enjoy. It only
I agree with this man. Do not sacrifice your hobbies for someone, especially a woman. If you enjoy doing stupid shit, bowling would be my thing. Go and bowl, guys. Bowl your ass off and fucking knock those pins down.
leads to resentment. I tried to be serious 3 times and got crushed every time.
Ouch.
It's enough now. It's enough. We don't want to sacrifice our mental health anymore. Was with a girl for 10 years until she left me for a simp at her work. Now I'm doing everything I always wanted to do. More and more men are choosing to be single because it's more peaceful than dealing with a woman today.
Yep.
There's just so much expectations from them, and they got nothing to offer in return. Basically, taking the risk of dealing with a woman just isn't worth it anymore for them.
It really
Most
isn't.
men are happier by themselves.
This is why the drizzle is working out for a lot of men because of MGTOW. MGTOW has been a thing for a while. Men didn't want to deal with women. Now men are realizing, you know what? Women want to deal with us. But if they want to deal with us, we got our own standards. You need to cash app us. You need to make the date. You need to plan shit out and stop being a broke, dusty, musty, crusty whore.
Looking under hashtag sex strike is a total white pill. Like, yes, slay, queen, abstinence. If you need abortion, if you're gonna get pregnant, then don't have sex. Like, yes, please do that. I mean, honestly.
So I overheard a conversation last night. It was a group of 4 girls at dinner, and one girl was telling her friends about her new fling. She described it as a casual hookup type thing, but claimed he was super respectful, despite not wanting to commit. Her friend then asked why he was so scared to commit, and this was the moment that I had to physically restrain myself. Here's a shocker, girls. Men aren't scared of you. This guy's basically at an all-you-can-eat buffet, minus the fee. He has it made. If you want him to look at you as girlfriend material, start carrying yourself as that, because hookups won't make him love you.
He is not scared, and he isn't insecure. He will lose everything in marriage. After a divorce, it's alimony, child support, loses kids and house, and half of assets. Date.
There's you guys seen stories? The man gave up 93% of his assets, and he still got fucked over or went to jail. Shout outs to Bitcoin Dad.
But don't marry. Facts. Why on earth would a guy commit to someone willing to give away her most prized possession? I'm not scared of bears, but that doesn't mean I want to marry one. This is a prime example of the cat doesn't mean anything. A lot of women think they can just sleep their way through and get a guy to commit, but that never works. Why would he commit to you when you've been allowing him to smash all this time? Why is she even trying to get promoted from hookup chick to wife after all this time? What a joke.
Okay, reason why women over 40 can't find a man because they're stuck in their ways. Because some other man treat them bad and ruin their mind mentally. And mentally, she hasn't decluttered from what the other man did. And a lot of the women they're delusional. They have unrealistic expectation, thinking somebody gonna come and save them. A lot of women, they can't change because mentally they all of a sudden they know they work, but they didn't know they worked 10 years ago. And a lot of them thinking that they could pull a man that they could pull when they were younger, and it's just not that case. Unrealistic. Some of them are very unrealistic and delusional. And a lot of these women that's delusional, they don't look good. They simply don't look good. They're unable to pull the men that they want to pull. A lot of them had let themselves go. Talking to some of those women in their 40s, talking to a doorknob. They don't do anything. Okay? And they're very aggressive. A lot of them are very aggressive. Okay?
True.
Ignorant. Can't change them. So
I have not dated any women in their 40s, thank God. I have dated a few women in their 30s because I put Hinge up to 33 or 34 because I'm 37, because this is before I got so into this space and so into the niche. And I dated quite a few 34, 35-year-olds, and yeah, they're tough to deal with. They're stuck in their ways. They think they know better than you, and they think they're better than you in almost every aspect of life because you're single, but they're also single, but because they're single by choice.
So, guys, let me just tell you, stay away from them. Stay awake. Hope I was able to answer your question, guys.
This is so accurate. When these women are in their 20s, their expectations are over the roof. But as they age, their list of demands starts to decrease also. There are some women who are still in their 40s thinking they can get a man whenever they want.
Look, sometimes their list doesn't even decrease. Their list even increases as they age.
Get married whenever they want. Those women are what's called delusional women. They've hit the wall hard and still haven't woken up from their dream.
How do you approach a guy that you're interested in?
Honestly, I don't. I mean, I'm kind of just like, you gotta approach me first. In my head, like, if it's like not gonna fall into my lap, it's not meant to happen.
So see, that's the stupidest shit. Like that mentality that I will only, they have to do it first. What if only the shitty men approach you and all the good men that you like won't approach you? That means all you can date is shitty men. Instead of going and looking for good men that might fit everything you're looking for and approaching them and asking them out, you're actually getting what you want. Instead, now you're waiting for all of these men to approach you, which obviously are a certain caliber of men that probably you don't fucking want. That's the crazy shit that women really don't realize. There's only a certain amount of men that are going to come up to you. They're not usually the top tier men that are good husbands, good fathers, and things like that. They're mostly the Ray Rays and the Pookies and the Chads. Mostly. Not all, but mostly.
It should be easy for you.
Yeah.
Do you think it's that easy for men?
No, because they're the ones expected to approach the woman.
Why do you think that is?
Just society. You know how, like, the man's roll through society, which, like, it doesn't always have to be like that. It's just really, like, what you prefer. And I feel like, me, personally, like, that's what I prefer.
He's supposed to be the protector. He's supposed to approach. He's supposed to pay for 95% of all dates, right?
It depends, but, I mean, it really just depends, in my opinion.
Reality, right? A man is supposed to pay for most of the days.
Yeah, like, not necessarily, like, I feel like the man should want to pay for the dates, but, like, I don't mind paying,
On all
Stop fucking lying, you dirty whore.
the dates you've been on, have you paid for a majority or the minority of them?
I haven't really been on any dates, but the couple I have been on, they paid, but...
See? Lying
Even
whore.
if you offered.
Yeah.
Video is for the ladies who make fun of the men who approach them. You guys are ruining dating
Oh,
for
you're
the
back
rest
to...
of the single...
Oh, so now you're saying that these ladies are ruining things. Before, you were saying that this never happens. You don't men should just approach, because just saying no is just it. There's nothing more than just gonna happen other than a no.
Women out there. If a guy approaches you and for whatever reason you're not interested, you should not be hopping on social media to make fun of the dude or blast him in any way. It is irresponsible,
The hypocrisy
immature,
of this
and
chick in the exact
childish.
same
Most
video,
of all,
wearing the
it
exact
just
same
makes you look
clothes.
stupid and bitter. As a dating coach for men, I see just how
Shut the fuck up, you lying dating coach whore.
many men are no longer interested in approaching women because they're terrified of being put on blast on social. This should not be a fear of theirs, though it is a valid fear. If a guy approaches you and you're not interested, simply let him down easily and kindly and move on with your life. Because there are a ton of amazing single women out there who would just die to be approached by any one of these guys.
They've ruined dating in all aspects. We are just tired of all of it. I will add that if men did the same shaming that some of these women do, there would be an uproar. I'd rather enjoy...
There is. That's what the drizzle's uproaring right now, baby.
PC games with buddies, my German Shepherd travel. It ain't worth it. Thank you. But men aren't terrified. We see it as disrespectful, and we simply are tired of it.
That's exactly
Thank
how
you
we
for
see
sharing this fact. Sadly, these women are not listening. They are too bitter and angry. That's correct. These women are so bitter and ill-mannered, they'd rather blast you on social media instead of letting you down easily. The only ones who are hurting from this are men who want relationships, and the good women.
I am sick. I am sick of your shit. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
Are you approaching girls at a bar?
Me?
Who, me?
Who, me? I'm too nervous. I just wait in the corner and sip my drink and be mysterious.
I honestly find that guys aren't approaching girls at the bar anymore.
Weirdly enough, yeah, me neither. I usually would hear like my friends like be like, "Oh my god, like I'm gonna go up to that girl." I'm like, "Okay, cool." No one really does.
It's like one of your friends said it to me recently. So another guy I know said
Drizzle,
it to me.
drizzle,
and I'm like, you're all very
bitches.
attractive men, and they're like, I am like terrified. I'm anxious.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you don't even have to be anxious because you're so attractive. They're coming up to you. Like that's why.
Yeah.
We're not approaching women because all day long women are screaming to leave them alone. We don't want to get treated like criminals for approaching women and saying hi.
Drizzle, drizzle.
Men used to approach women at the bar all the time. But considering what's been happening when men approach women, they're just there for the drinks and having a good time with their buddies.
Yeah, so I went on vacation. I'll share more vacation stories later. I just gotta put up all the vacation like pictures and videos together, and it's taking me a while, guys. So I'm still doing videos because I still gotta give you guys 4 videos a day. You know, I can't stop that. That would kill me to fucking fuck up my what? It's been since January to now that I've given you guys 4 videos a day. I ain't stopping that shit. But yeah, he went out with a girl at the resort, and they went out to a club that I didn't go to because, you know, I ain't no whore, you know. And he was saying, yeah, there was mostly women. There was 70% women, 30% guys. And because he was with her, she's not that attractive. You know, he's willing to admit it. She's a little bit overweight. But because he was with her and macking on her, all the good-looking women and all the women were like all like on him, trying to pay attention to him. And that's what's happening now. Drizzle, drizzle, bitches. Drizzle, drizzle.
They don't need an open case investigation.
What do you bring to the table? So the question I have is for men. What are you wanting the girls to bring to the table? There's been a ton of guys in some of the comments on my previous posts throwing out, well, what do the women bring to the table? What do they do? What are they going to bring to the table? You guys expect so much from men. I'm going to throw it back to the men. What are you wanting the woman to bring to the table? Are you wanting 50-50 as far as paying for household bills or providing for the family? Are you wanting 50-50 and taking care of the kids? What are the things you're looking for your partner to bring to the table when you throw out big comments like that? It doesn't...
Why don't you have ever thought about it yourself, you dumb idiots? That what can you do and what can you contribute to a man's life to make his life better and happier, just like as you request for things that make your life happier and better because for the things that men have to do. That's all you have to do is actually maybe think about it yourself. And you might think of some things. Oh, maybe suck his dick a little bit more. He might like that. Oh, maybe, walk around in skimpy outfits around the house and have him slap your ass a little bit. Maybe he enjoys that. Who fucking knows? Think of these little things yourselves, ladies, because men are too busy dealing with our own shit to try to think of shit for you to try to fucking make us feel better for ourselves. Like, the audacity.
Seem like that hard of a question or thing to think through, but I want to know, what are you wanting the woman to bring to the table? Let me know.
A lot of women come into the relationships and just wants to take, and take. Some men are looking for different things: equal effort, respect, support, participation in the household. There's a ton more.
And this is why I said, you yourself have to think about it yourself, ladies. What can you do to contribute to this particular man's life? Not every man's the same. For me, you think you're a great cook? I don't give a fuck if you're a great cook. I go out to eat every day. Unless you can beat these Michelin-star chefs that I'm eating with, you're a fucking nobody with your fucking cooking skills. So what else can you bring to the table?
You guys let me know in the comments.
I'm sorry, but I'm no longer selling for situationships. Either you want me or you don't. What we doing? Because I'm not finna be doing all this stuff with you thinking we got some shit going on just for you to fold in the end.
Alright, does she have lip fillers or is this just naturally that big? And what's up with these fake baby hairs? What's up with all of this?
I'm good, sir.
Another one who's done giving herself away, throwing her value away, and now wants commitment. Why do they always realize this after the damage has been done?
Dating in your 40s, I mean maybe 30s too, I don't know. It's really hard. I feel like that, you go in and at this point, everybody has baggage, right? You've lived your life, you've been dating for most people.
And this is exactly why we date, 20-year-olds, 22 to 24, 25-year-olds, because exactly, less baggage.
For half your life, or been in some kind of relationship, or taken a break from relationships. And a lot of times by this point, you both have kind of gotten set in your ways, or you're used to things a certain way. You know what you want, but then you also, maybe want a relationship too. So then it's like you try to be agreeable, or you try to find someone that you'll work well together, like the perfectly imperfect, right? But it is so hard. I recently got out of a relationship and things seemed to be going really well. And then we got to know each other a little bit more. And then all of a sudden, I just realized that we're not quite as compatible as what I thought. And it's like you get invested and you spend this time, and then
because you should be investing time and effort into certain aspects of a person's personality, not just their looks and the things you like about what they do. You have to share goals, share fucking, finance goals, do things that you guys want to do together and create a life together. Instead of just picking and choosing these things from people that you like about them and don't like about them. It's very hard to ever find a perfect person. There's never a perfect person. Stop expecting for a perfect person. If there are, you are the one that made them perfect because you accepted their flaws and accepted everything about them, and that's what makes them perfect.
Person that you're wanting to get to know or spending time with, and you plan things and thinking about the what ifs and what could be, and and I just, it sucks. Like, when you realize that it's not going to work out, because then it's like each time that happens, it's like you have this mini grief period of like, well, that's not going to work out. And I can see why sometimes some people are just like, they don't want to go through it anymore. And they're just like, yeah, I'm done with dating. But then I'm like, so the alternative is then you get to this point of where at this age, most people, they're busy with their significant other. So whether they are married or in a serious relationship or have kids or families, whatever. And so it's like, if you want to have people to hang out with or to spend time with, like, they're not really as available as what they were, like, in 20s.
Shocking!
Even early 30s.
This is what men have been telling you this whole time. You're just going to die alone and single with your cats. Because as you get older, everybody else gets older. Everybody else has responsibilities. Everybody else has things to do. Not everybody's going to be able to hang out with you every weekend. That's a stupid idea that women have, that you can just hang out with your girls every weekend for the rest of your life.
I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I can see why some people are single for like a long period of time.
Yeah, you.
It's not fun.
Whenever you hear a woman is dating in her 40s, ask her what she was doing in her 20s. Honestly, these women that are in their 40s and single are just walking red flags.
That they are.
What happened that in the course of 20 years that no man wanted to marry you? This is very important to ask because you are learning about her character.
And the other side, if they ever ask you the opposite, well, you're 30 something and you aren't married or, single, you let them know. Bitch, I had to build my ass up to 100K. I had to fucking do all these things for you to even fucking notice me. Because you never noticed me when in my 20s. Now I'm at my peak, so I get to pick the litter. And you're on your decline. Drizzle, drizzle, bitches.
The type of person she is. Or better yet, don't date a woman in her 40s.
That's true,
unless
too.
you want to carry their baggages. They've brought this on themselves.
I mean, if your guys are in your 60s, a woman in her 40s, it's not bad. I'm not going to... There's age appropriateness.
Super curious how you guys feel about a woman approaching a man. When I'm out, I definitely approach guys, whether it be
fucking
at the
lying
gym, I'll ask
whore.
them to help me move like a heavy bench.
Oh, so that's not approaching men. Now you're just using men. You're using your looks and to get men to do your bidding, you fucking whore.
Or compliment their outfit or their style. You don't have to like come out all desperate and stuff. Like, damn, nice dick. I just want to do a shout out to all girls. If it's okay for girls to hit on guys, right? A lot of girls always tell me if a guy likes you, he'll come over and talk to you. I just want to let them know that is not true. A lot of guys don't want to come off creepy or like bother you, and they're not sure if you're even interested because you won't even smile at them. Let daddy know that you're interested. Help me spread the word to more women. We need more women approaching men as well. It shouldn't just be all up to the guy.
I agree and disagree. We don't need you to approach. We need you to reciprocate the energy. Again, all we need is a wonderful smile, a little wink, a little wave, a little nod, and we will understand and we will do the work. Men don't mind doing the work. Maybe nowadays because Drizzle says you need to fucking put in some work too, ladies. I shouldn't have to be approaching you every time. I shouldn't be having to pay all the dates. If I have to do that, then you can do that too. Drizzle.
Guys, right? Would you love it if a hot girl said hi to you if she was down? Like, come on. My face. You don't recognize me? Sick joke. Sorry, my bad.
As you can see, most of the men in the comments approved of this message. Honestly, these women are going to have to start approaching men anyway. Most men aren't even approaching or even looking. The game has changed.
I don't know who needs to hear this morning, but this is your sign to go be a hoe, okay? It's hoe summer, hoe it up, do it up. And if you need any advice from a former hoe, hit a hoe up.
And then they wonder why men today won't marry them. They just want to give all the bad boys the goodies, and then later on in life, give the nice guys the leftovers.
I mean, to be calling yourself a proud hoe. What man would ever want to wife someone that called them or ever called themselves a proud hoe? Really?
And this is a woman who looks like she's in her 50s. She should be married. She must still think she got time. Oh, my apologies. I forget sometimes some of them are still in Delulu land.
I'm so actually done with if he wanted to, he would. We're on to if he doesn't, another man will.
He won't, and I doubt another man will.
Do you want to know why dating over 40 is so difficult for some people? Let me give you the number one reason why this is happening.
You're
Most people
old.
that are over 40, they kind of have a jaded and checkered past. This keeps them from being open and emotionally available, and it leaves them afraid that they're going to be hurt again. But what has to happen is they must realize that love, it's risky. In order for it not to be so challenging for them, they have to be able to lose that adverse attitude about that risk. Because
Nope, it's because you're old.
ultimately, the biggest risk that they have to face is being alone. Because the older you get, the smaller your pool gets. Now, to some, that's not a risk at all. But isn't it better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all? I hope this helps.
Independent.
Agreed.
You too independent. Like, you need to probably actually step back a little because you're a boss, but you have to kind of like relax. And I feel like you could let your friends and them just like enjoy being helpful to you.
Okay.
Yeah, like you're the type that are like, you got everything.
Guys offer so little to begin with, they should at least be hot.
It's like, if you're not funny or hot, then what the hell are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Trader Joe's is the only good man in LA.
Joseph is the only guy that
What?
I ever want to date.
Girls are just hotter than men in generally. We can't change it, you know? We just have to come to terms with it, sadly.
3s and 4s trying to shame men. What a joke.
Hey y'all, so I just learned 3 things from TikTok, okay? 3 things. I put up 2 fingers that let you know I'm tired today. I learned 3 things from TikTok. I learned that the reason why men don't approach me, okay? So, the first reason could be is that I have a RBF, okay?
Uh-huh.
And at first I was like, what is a RBF? Yes, your girl had to Google it. I did, because I'm like, what is a RBF? Of course they're going to tell us what a RBF is. A RBF is a resting bitch face, okay? So
That is like the default face for most women nowadays, at least where I live. I live in LA, OC area. You know, I don't want to disclose too much. But yeah, most women have an RBF. Almost every retail shop I go to has some kind of RBF women. I can't even go to Uniqlo to buy shirts without having seen a woman give me an RBF. I swear to God.
apparently I got a resting bitch face. I don't think I have a resting bitch face because I smile all the time, okay? Secondly, the reason why a man will not approach me in public is because they are intimidated because they see what type of car I drive.
Intimidated again with this intimidation? You think I can't afford a better car? The reason I don't buy better car because I'm not stupid like you buying expensive cars for no reason just to show off. That's the dumb part that women are just like,
well, you don't need to approach me anyway, okay?
oh,
Third, the reason why they do not approach you in public because they are intimidated by how you look. Your appearance intimidates them. You know, how you dress and how you carry yourself. And I'm like, well, I thought all men like nice looking women. I thought my thing is be presentable at all times. You will not catch me outside with a bonnet on. You may catch me outside with some slides on, but you won't catch me outside with a bonnet on, okay? You won't catch me outside without my hair comb, and I will be nice. You know, this is something I get on my daughter daily because she bonnet queen. Like, girl, didn't nobody raise you.
Oh, of course, she's a single mother, guys. It says it all. She never even mentioned anything. She mentioned these two things that men are intimidated and are scared, and then all of a sudden she mentions that she has a daughter. Oh, why wasn't that part of the 3 of why men don't approach you?
like that. The fact that my son knows, don't go outside with no
Oh,
bonnet on your
and
head.
a son.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But I have been told, so once this guy that goes to church with me, right? He approached me. He's an older guy. He was like, the guy that owns those ambulance, he's interested in you. He owns the ambulance company. And I was like, oh yeah? He was like, yeah. He was like, he told me to give you his car. I said, why you don't come give me his car yourself? He was like, do you see you? I said, what do you mean? He was like, I guess you intimidate him. He was like, you're not approachable. I'm like, how am I not approachable? Get out of my...
You not being approachable does not mean you're intimidating. You not being approachable means you look like a horrible person to deal with by off the bat looking at you. That's what that means. That's what an arresting bitch face is.
My car to go to church. How am I not approachable? He was like, I'm not saying it like that. He was like, I'm just saying you a beautiful woman. You very attractive.
Now shut up.
You got your stuff together. You dress every Sunday. Like, he's probably intimidated by you. I said, well, if he wants to talk to me, then he needs to approach me.
This is a fucking lying story. If the man owns an ambulance company, this man is worth multi-million dollars. Ambulance company, they make a lot of money. A lot of money. So no, I don't see this man being intimidated to come approach a single mother in church. Get the fuck out of here.
Because I don't even know who he is. Like, so he gave me his card. I never called the guy because if you want to talk to me, you can approach me. If you see me get out of my car every Sunday for church, you're sitting over there. Why you just don't approach me?
And you the same thing. You get out of your car every Sunday at a church and you see good men, and why don't you ever fucking approach them?
He said it's just, he said I'm intimidated. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, you must be intimidated of all these men because you don't approach men. So I guess men are just so intimidating to you as a woman. That's why you never approach men. Why are you so intimidated, girl?
Oh, you ain't the one for me. Now, that was back in October, November. He ain't approached me yet, y'all. Guess I am unapproachable.
They just love throwing
and
that
she's
word
proud of it,
around,
guys.
huh?
Proud of it.
Why would a man be intimidated by your possessions? It just doesn't make any sense. To them, there's always something wrong with the man. The man can simply not find her attractive. Another thing, a man never expects a woman to use her resources on him. It's always been the other way around.
Correct.
So her wealth doesn't mean anything to him.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I get
And you know what? I gotta say, I have been dating a woman that does buy me my skincare products because she saw the skincare products I was using and she was like, those are low tier products. I'm gonna upgrade you to the top tier. And that's where I was like, oh, Japanese stuff, I'm in, girl. Get it for me. If I'm gonna pay for dinners and take you out on nice places, you could at least pay for my fucking facial products. And she does.
no bitches. Absolutely zero play.
This is your daily reminder that you can't get rejected by a woman that you don't know. In order to be really rejected by somebody, they have to actually know who you are to be able to reject you. Now, they might not be interested or they might be making a snap judgment, but it's not a rejection. Whenever a woman says no, just give a silent thank you to yourself to know that that person's not for you, and now you can redirect.
Okay, I
and find
understand
the
what
woman
she's
that
saying.
is meant for you. This is the mindset of men who succeed in dating. Follow along for more dating tips.
Question, do y'all boys actually ask someone to be your girlfriend anymore? Like, you don't even have to buy anything. I don't think y'all realize how easy it is to make us happy.
Has this chick been in a coma for the past 6 fucking years?
That's correct.
Why are so many guys single today?
Because they suck. Dude, the average guy is shit. Like, I'm just going to be real. The average dude jerks off 5 times a day, is unhealthy, is uneducated, is lazy, makes no money, has no aspirations. Why would a girl want to be with that?
Is he talking about himself?
Right? The average dude makes $50K a year. So no, they're not that lazy. Maybe they do jerk off a little bit more, but you're broad stroking all average dude as lazies and not wanting to do anything for women. How is that even possible? You think all men just don't do anything? Like we're just pieces of trash and the world if 50% of all average dudes were the way you were saying it is, society would not be running We require at least 70 to 60% of men to do the jobs they do on a daily basis to keep shit running.
It's because our value system these days is seriously skewed. People value all the wrong things and don't appreciate good people, even if it hits. It is way more complicated. Even good, healthy people want to be alone these days. Too many games played on both sides.
True.
Social media gives people way too much access. When things get tough, people don't want to work through it and just end up finding an easier route.
This is mostly for women, and then the Chad and Tyrones and Pookies are...
No, the average guy is single because he can't meet these women unrealistic expectations. It's guys like him that thrive off of bringing other men down to try and uplift himself. He basically just described himself in case you didn't notice.
Pretty much.
The average guy is just not what these modern women are looking for. They're looking for the top 10% of men. It's basically a hunt for who has the most money. Loyalty and love has been thrown out the window.
Where do you live?
In the city.
Do you have a house?
Apartment.
On a rent?
Rent.
What do you do for a living?
Lots of things.
Where's your
I love
office?
this clip.
I don't
I
have
love
one.
this
How
soundbite.
come?
I don't need one.
Where's your
From
wife?
Uncle Buck.
Don't have one.
How come?
It's a long story.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
How come?
It's an even longer story.
So it's been brought to my attention that men no longer want to come up to women anymore. Due to sex allegations, women being just so rude and disrespectful, and rejection. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know men didn't want to come up to women anymore. I'm barely finding this out. Why do women choose to cuss guys out when they come up to them and approach them? I have no idea. I apologize for that. But there's just too many fine men. And if it takes me, the women, having to come up to you guys and shooting my shot, saying what's up, being the big stepper, then I'll just have to do that. And
Start doing it
I'm
then.
gonna just start coming up to you guys and shooting out compliments and see
Drizzle,
where it takes
drizzle.
me. So if I start coming up to y'all in the grocery store and I say, "Excuse me, sir, you are just so sexy. I want a response." Okay, I don't want none of that.
Hey. If you're seeing me at the grocery store and I got a basket full of groceries, I also expect you to be like, "Hey, let me take care of the groceries for you, girl." That's what men are expecting nowadays. We're living in our soft guy drizzle era. Approaching me in the grocery store and not pay for my groceries? Psh, the audacity.
Shy stuff.
I'd be down with that. I don't mind a woman approaching me at all. Typically, I'm too busy to bother with approaching women. Yeah, I won't approach now. Not even online dating will I give any more than a like. The world has changed. Much respect always. It's true, I'm just tired of getting hurt, so I gave up. If it happens, it happens. I'll be ready, but for now, I'm single like a Pringle. I'm 45 and I don't talk to women anymore. Been single for 12 years and not at all interested. That's correct. No man wants to deal with false allegations for approaching a woman. All this is telling you, fellas, is just to focus on yourself and better yourself every day. The day will come when they will come crawling back. You do not have time to waste on women. You will always be a prize as long as you improve on yourself.
Agreed.
If you waste your time chasing women, you will regret it for the rest of your life.
Swear to fucking God, if one more man tells me at the end of a date that I have taught him so much, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Women are not your teachers. Women are not your teachers. Women are not here to make you better men. Women are not your teachers.
Because, apparently 53% of men don't approach women anymore in the street because we're scared now. But you approached her at a party, innit? What did you say? Is that it? You just walked up to her and said, yes. Sorry? Do I know you? Yes. Come on, yes, we're going. Is it a kidnapping or a date?
So I posted a couple videos recently talking about modern women and what their standards are and what modern women are looking for.
I hate these stupid nails. I hate these stupid little microphones. I hate it all.
And I've gotten a lot of comments from men saying that they are not looking for a modern woman. They want a traditional woman, and that there aren't enough of them out there. So that had me thinking, like, well, what is the difference between a modern woman and a traditional woman? I wrote some notes here to distinguish the difference. A modern woman is someone who's independent. She has a full-time career. She prioritizes career and education over family and children. She is strong and wants to be taken seriously. And you'll probably hear her say things like, I don't need no man to support me, and never depend on a man. A traditional woman is someone who focuses on family and children. She cooks and she cleans. She knows how to take care of her man mentally, emotionally, and physically. She's graceful and nurturing, and I'm gonna say it, submissive. So, for all the modern women out there, I hear all the time that they want a traditional man, but it's sounding to me like traditional men don't actually want modern women.
Nope.
And I can't tell you how many times I hear women say they don't cook, they don't clean, but yet they want a man to pay all their bills. So I'm just curious, women, do you consider yourself modern or traditional? And what kind of man are you actually looking for? And for men, what are the qualities that you're looking for in a woman if it's not a modern woman?
Exactly. No man wants a modern woman because they have become men themselves. Overall, modern women are selfish. They offer so little to the relationship and expect princess treatment just because they're a woman.
Yep.
Why would a man put up with that when he can find a feminine woman overseas?
Damn right.
It's just not worth it.
Shout outs to Cosmoverse. That was definitely a long chow, but it was definitely worth it. I enjoyed it all. Hearing all these women and their excuses of we're intimidated, we're scared. Get the fuck out of here, ladies. We live in our drizzle life now. We are soft guy era men. You need to come at us with some fucking goal. You need to be paying our bills. You need to be paying fucking... There ain't no 50-50. You need to be taking me to freaking Nobu. We need to be doing omakase. You need to be paying for my Uber. Come on. Look at this gorgeous face. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Drizzle.